How's it going, you guys? Megatrooper19 here. Welcome to a bonus episode that I want to use to showcase the special enemies that spawn in this game. The enemies drop very rare materials that we need in order for synthesis, and I just wanted to use a video to kind of showcase where their location is and how you can find them and what you need to do to beat them. So the first enemy is the Sniper Wild, which I believe I've ran into a couple of times during my Let's Play. They show up in Traverse Town in the 2nd District. Yeah, I believe I've seen these. I've had kind of a rough time with them, but the way they work is initially only one will spawn, and when you kill the one, then two will spawn, and then after you kill the two, three will spawn, yada yada yada. After you kill the third wave, which would be the three, they will drop you a Power Stone, and then the wave kind of resets, goes back to one, and then you can do it back over and get more Power Stones after you kill the third wave, I guess the sixth one of them. But after a while, they will go crazy and start to shoot you. I don't know what it is that triggers it, but it's just what they do. They drop Power Stones. Pretty simple. Next up, we have the White Mushrooms, which show up in numerous places throughout the game, and they drop Mystery Goo as a very rare item, and they will drop that after you interact with them 3 times, no matter what thing you do to them. You've seen kind of how these guys work as well. What you want to do with them is to hit them 3 times with the same spell, and you will get an art. Like right there, I just got a Blizzard art because I hit him 3 times with Blizzard. And each, I guess, charade that they do, you kind of see what they're doing. He'll kind of shiver, and then he has that. I still don't know what that is with the beam of light coming down on him. I don't really understand what that's supposed to signify, but each charade they do has a magic spell that corresponds with them, and you want to hit them 3 times with the same spell, and if you do that, then you will get an art. If you hit them 3 times with any spell, they will just drop a Mystery Goo. They will have a chance of dropping a Mystery Goo, I should say. I think it's like a 40% chance of them dropping a Mystery Goo, like after you interact with them 3 times with the same spell. But yeah, we've seen these guys. They show up all throughout the game, and as you get further and further into the game, they will get more and more. The internet referred to them as charades that they do, and you can get all your different arts from them. There's a room at like the very end of the game where you can run into those guys, and they will have the ability to do like every single charade. So I'll show that room later. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on there, but they drop Mystery Goo. Next up, we have the Gigas Shadow, which shows up in the Bazaar room on Wonderland. And in order to get these guys to trigger, when you walk into this room, you want for there to be these basic Shadow Heartless, just the basic normal shadows. And when you kill 3 waves of them, as you will see here very shortly, the Giga Shadow will show up. And if you walk in here and anything but these guys show up, the basic shadow guys, just leave and then try and come back in. You want for the shadows to be what is in the room. If they're not, then this won't trigger. But once these guys show up, the idea is that you don't want to get hit by them. If one of them hits you, they will leave. And each time one of them hits you, they will leave. If you can kill every single one of them without getting hit, they will instantly drop a... What is it these guys drop? Fury Stone. Sorry, I've recorded this like 5 different times, so kind of it's whatever. But they will drop Fury Stones. And I think if you kill every single one of them in a wave, then you get 2. Is that how I have it written down? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But if, like I said, if you get hit, then the one that hits you will disappear, and your odds of getting one will go down. I'm not sure what the rate of it is. There's like a lot of percentages in all this that I never really would have, I guess, thought about. But the strategy that I was kind of using was, as soon as these guys showed up, I used Dumbo, because when you're using Dumbo, you can't get hit. So I just kind of jumped into Dumbo and was just kind of trying to get some damage off on him. Another idea that you could use, or another thing that you could use that would really work, would be Sonic Blade, like you saw. Strike Raid would work really well, because you're kind of keeping yourself more away from them. Sonic Blade, you're kind of throwing yourself at them. So, just an idea to keep in mind. But, Fury Stones. Next up, we have the Black Ballade, which I definitely have encountered these in my Let's Play. I hate these things. These show up in the bamboo thicket in the Deep Jungle. And I'm so bad at doing what I need to do in order for these things to work. I just don't feel like there's a good spot for you to be at and just be able to do this. It's garbage. I hate these hokey ass, just bad things. Like, I tried going into first person. They just bounce like everywhere outside of the first person view. You can't stand still really anywhere, because Soro's head will get in the way, and if you start to tilt the camera, then you might lose focus on them. But what you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to keep your eye on the one, and there's going to be 5 of them. They'll shuffle around, and you want to hit the one that is the actual one after they get done kind of flying around being assholes. And if you mess up, I think it's four times? Yeah, 4 times, then they will disappear. And you have a chance of them dropping the lightning stones, which is the item that you're trying to get from these guys, every single time after hitting one. But if you can hit them 4 times, then they will automatically drop a thunderstone. So I don't have any strategy for those guys. They're just bad. So yeah, just good luck with that. Next up, we have the Pot Scorpion, which shows up in the gate area of Agrabah. I couldn't think of what this level even was called. I messed this up when I was recording it because I didn't really completely understand what I was supposed to be doing with this guy. But when you walk into this screen, you'll see that there will be a whole bunch of pots all around the room. This guy is sitting in one of them. The one that he is sitting in is the only pot that you cannot, I guess, move a little bit. If you walk up to the pots and you can kind of move them, then he's not in it. If you walk up to a pot that doesn't move at all, then he's in it. What you can do is destroy the pots that he is not in, which I didn't do because like I said, I guess I just read it wrong. But if you break the pots that he is not in, you will increase your odds of him dropping the item that he is in. I think you can even get one of the items if you destroy all of the pots before you start to fight this guy. But this guy drops mithril stones, and the I guess trick with this guy is that you can't hurt him unless he's flipped over. And in order to get him to flip over, you need to either guard his charging attack that he does and flip him over, or I believe you can cast Arrow on yourself, and when he goes to hit you, it will count as like a hit and it'll flip him over. You can do it that way. I probably should have done it this way because my guarding skills were garbage at this point. And there's not... I don't think that he's that difficult. I think the toughest thing about him is all of the shit that he rains down on you after a while, and that gets a little bit annoying, but just guard, or arrow, flip him over, do your damage. That's that. So, next up, really quick, we have the Grand Ghost, which appears in the stomach area, I believe this is, of Monstro. And what you want to do with this guy is you want to use a healing item on him. Yes, a healing item on him. That's what I said. It's very finicky the way that you have to do it, because he can constantly jump in and out of your, I guess, attack range of it, and it gets really, really annoying. But the better healing item that you use on him, the better item that you can get from him. So if you use a Mega Elixir, it's a one-shot kill, and you will get 2 of the item that he drops, which are Frost Stones. I would just recommend using a Mega Elixir on him. I had a whole bunch of them at this point, and I was just throwing them out there like crazy at him. But I guess if you miss a whole bunch of times using it, then you could probably just reset and then give it another go. There's a save point like right outside there, but Mega Elixirs, I would just use those. It's very, very simple. So that's yeah, Grand Ghost. So next up we have the Chimera, which shows up in Halloween Town in the ruins of Ogi's Manor. And the way this guy triggers is really, really weird, and I'm not sure if they did it intentionally just to make it easier to know if he's here or not, but on the wall that there would, if you remember, there's that arc as soon as you're getting into like this little, I guess, battle area. There was a red trinity on the wall. If you get that red trinity and then you come back here and that red trinity is back on the wall, that means that this guy will trigger. It's really, really weird, but it's an easy way to know if this guy is going to show up here without having to spend a whole lot of time here. But the way this guy works, he drops blazing stones, by the way. When you attacking him, he has a basic health bar, and then once you get that down, he kind of goes into a what do I want to call it? Down and out type of mode, and these little orbs will start to bounce out of him. What you want to do, I believe, is, I was kind of confused with this guy as well, because it's, I don't know, I just get kind of confused with the gimmickier people, but when you hit the orbs that come out of him, you will increase your odds of getting the item that he drops. I think if you hit them so many times throughout the battle, he can even drop the item. It's weird, but I would just aim to deflect those orbs back at him. They'll kind of bounce around his head a bunch, like a lot, I should say. And if you're doing like a combo on him, then it's pretty easy just to naturally get hits on them. And plus you can get a lot of experience just from teching the orbs back at him. So I mean, it's kind of it's pretty easy, but you just want to knock the orbs back at him, pretty much just continually beat him down, and eventually you'll beat him. I wish I had more information on this guy, but it just kind of, excuse me, all I really did when I kind of stepped into this fight was just beat the ever-loving crap out of him, and then hit the orbs. I would hit the orbs naturally because, like I said, they just bounce around his head all the time, so you kind of have an easy way of hitting them. I think when the orbs hit you, they'll instantly bounce back into him, and it's kind of shitty because I believe they can hit Donald and Goofy and then go back into them, and Donald and Goofy just sort of shrug off those things even being out there, like, you know, like they're not actually out there or anything. So they can kind of screw you over in this fight, and there's another fight coming up that they can really mess you up, and it's not great. But that guy drops blazing stones. It's a bit gimmicky, and you know, it's whatever, but he's not too tough, so I would just recommend hitting the orbs back at him all the time, and good luck, I guess. I had a pretty easy time getting all the necessary things from that guy. So next up, we have the rare truffles, which also show up throughout different worlds, and you've seen these guys too as well, I believe. I've had a really rough time dealing with these guys, and there's my sister's dog barking, I apologize. But what you want to do with these guys is you want to juggle them, and when you get up to, I believe it's, just a second, I gotta look down here. I don't even have written down how many times you absolutely have to hit them. I thought it was 40, but maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But I seem to have an easier time juggling these guys in Neverland. I forgot where I was. It's been kind of a while. But I had a way easier time doing this in Neverland. It didn't show there, but believe me, like, later I do really good on this place, just because you have the ability to fly around, and you can just kind of juggle them all over the place. And once you get them kind of away from all the different parts of the ship, then it becomes a lot easier. So you can hit the different parts of the ship, and they can really mess you up. But if you get 10 of them, then you'll get a mystery goo. It's kind of like the white mushrooms, but they can drop those as well. They don't drop special arts, and they have another item that they drop that's not really even relevant to anything at all, so don't worry about it. But next up, we have the jet balloon, which also shows up on the deck of Neverland. He can show up there. The rare truffles show up in all kinds of different places, but this guy can be really annoying because he is really fast, and he can just fly all over the place. I would kill him as soon as you can. He drops dazzling stones. If you kill him, then you get at least 1. I got 2 from there because I was really lucky. But just kill him as fast as you can. He can be a bit of a pain if you don't deal with him fast. So yeah, just kill him as fast as you can. Next up, we have the Stealth Soldier, which I believe I've also ran into in my Let's Play. I can't really remember if I did or didn't. I think I did, because I was really confused at one point when I was in this room because something was hitting me, but I couldn't see it. But this is the Stealth Soldier. He shows up in this room right here. He will show up in the second wave of these guys that show up, I believe it is. But he's invisible, hence the stealth idea behind him. He is very quick, and he hits very hard. You want to get a lock onto him as quick as you can and just try to beat him down as quick as you can. Like I said, he does a lot of damage. I would recommend using stop on him. If you can get close enough to him, use stop, get a couple hits off on him. As soon as he gets out of being stopped, then cast stop on him again, and then just kind of wash, rinse, repeat that way, or back him into a corner like I did. Very simple. I didn't think that he was that difficult. So, but he drops energy stones, and last up we have something that I am very bitter about, because this took me forever to work out a way in which to take care of this guy. You don't see it in here because I didn't come up with it until after I'd spent hours, probably hours, just struggling with this guy. but I believe you've seen this guy also. I stumbled across this guy and was like, oh, what the hell is this guy? This is the Pink Agaricus, which shows up in the treehouse of the Deep Jungle. And he can also show up in a spot in Atlantica. I can't remember what the exact room is, but it's a lot harder to deal with him in that room than here. So I would just recommend trying to search for him here, or it, or whatever. Anyway, the way this guy triggers is when you walk onto the screen and you see, if you see at least one, then you know that's going to trigger. But there will be 3 pink mushrooms that are not moving. I guess they're stopped. They're not, whatever. You want to find them and cast Stop on them. When you cast Stop on them, they will kind of spring to life, and after you do it 3 times, then this guy will trigger. The spots that these guys can show up on this screen in particular are god awful. You're gonna see, like, the first 2 that you saw, there was one right up at the ramp as you're coming up to the treehouse, and that's a very common one that you'll see them. There's usually one out there on that boat that's hanging out there in the middle of nowhere. That's a pretty common place. This spot that this 3rd one showed up, it drove me near insanity, because I was looking all over for him, because I'd seen all kinds of different spots that this guy could have showed up in, and I was very baffled as to where this last one was. They can show up inside of the thing and on top of it and whatever, and there you see, he's there, like on that beam. There's like 2 ways that you can get to him, by doing what I did and getting really lucky and kind of floating around to him, or you can get on the very edge of the roof and kind of cast down at him. But this is the Pink Agaricus. The way this guy works is you want to combo him. Yeah, you want to combo him, and once the thing that you're shooting for is 40 hits. If you can get 40 hits on him before he goes away, then he will drop the item that he has, which is Serenity Power. The trick that I used to getting this to work was I used Arrow with the video stopped, but I'm still going to talk. I used Arrow on myself, and then I cast, I had Eroga, and then I cast Stop on him. Stop-ra, I believe I had at the time. And I pretty much just prayed. You want to aim for his head. It's a lot easier because air combos, you seem to be able to get a lot more hits off on him. But just use Eroga, Stopga if you've got it, aim for the head. Simple. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. That was Special Enemies. I ran a little bit long. I kind of got a little bit chatty, but thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.